Hello, Gina here. I'm here to share my finished Winnie the Pooh journal. This one is chunky, but I like it. On the side I use this vintage this vintage Pooh fabric that I found at Goodwill, and some vintage buttons. Here's the back. I used a trim on this side here. I made I think it's a 3-inch spine. So then I just have some vintage trim here, holding it shut on a hitch post. Now, let me make sure. Okay, I got you where you need to be. The book is in here and intact, so it can be read. And then for this book, I used about 4 or 5, I think, different Winnie the Pooh books. Some of them I had used a lot of for my daughter's Winnie the Pooh book, and so there were still some things in them. I wanted to use art from the very beginning until present day, so it had it all in here. So there's the first page, and then I had these what are they called? Book plates from the Library of. This honeybee stamp, I used it throughout the album, so it just shows up on a lot of the pages. I also did some Winnie the Pooh quotes and put these in. Here's some journaling spot, and then a tag for more journaling. All of my tags have journaling paper on the back. I used this red trim in each of the signatures. I've got you. Okay. Here's a pocket. I used some of the another of the vintage Pooh fabrics that I have. Just plain writing paper. This one has beehive on it. This is the original book. This is a paper sack that I altered. This scrap had the hole already cut in it, so I used it and put some of this vintage Pooh book in there. The Pooh book had a little bit of damage, but it was the oldest one I had and I wanted to use it, so I went ahead and did. And this came out of another Pooh book. And just a tag there. Another quote. Pocket. I just reinforced the spine of this page with a strip of book paper. This one has 2 pockets. This one I used some of the other Pooh fabric to reinforce the spine of it. That was the center. Just got some butterflies and hearts in the center. This one has a double pocket. There's a quote. Done a lot of sewing in this book. There's a pocket here. And a fabric flip. Got some denim and then the vintage Pooh fabric. Here's the other side of the paper bag with some tags in it. And the journaling spot there. This is the original book. This dictionary page had the bee on it, and then I just put a pocket here. There. Just plain paper. On this one I have some cards from a Winnie the Pooh game, and each of these cards has something about Winnie the Pooh. Walt Disney's song was heard in Winnie the Pooh and Honey Tree. Winnie the Pooh and what Disney song? Yeah, and Blustery Day and Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. Winnie the Pooh. Well, that was silly. And this is a CD envelope that I altered. This is part of the old Pooh book. pocket on this one. Pocket here. And that's the end of the first signature. Here's the second one. I just have a pocket here. This is from the old book. This is some of the second Pooh fabric I have. Here's a pocket. Plain paper. This is from the old book. And this is a very old trim that I have. This is a linen that I have, so I just scanned it and printed it out. Here's a book, or a bag. Just got a tag tucked in there. And the side has this one, and this flips open for writing. Try to make sure there was lots of journaling places. There's a tuck, just a page for journaling on. Another one. This one's actually got a pocket too. This one, these are just little, one of the paper clips. I just hung some beads off the side, and there's a little card in it. And then on this side, this flips open. There's a pocket. There's a little bit of a pocket there too. And the paper clip holds it together. This is wallpaper and a tuck spot. This is from, I used the front and the back of one of the books. It's one of the newer books. This has a tag that I forgot to put back in when I got the book bound. Well, I'll find it. There's a Project Life card that goes in there. This is a pocket. The center of this one. Another pocket. And this one has Project Life card. Tuck here. This one does the same thing with a little pull-out card. There's a pocket here. This is from a vintage book that showed how to make crochet things. This is from one of the books. Pocket here. Got a vintage button down here and some of that vintage trim. This is the other side of the paper bag. This is the other side of the linen piece. Just got a honeybee and then a quote. There's a little pocket here. B on this dictionary page. And this is the old book, and then this was another book. This little envelope has a little card in it. Other side of that with another pocket. And here's another pocket. And the third signature. I've got Silly here for Silly Old Bear. Then a quote. Pocket. Here's a paper bag. Part of the vintage book and the vintage fabric. This side has a pull-out. This is just, I liked this page, so I didn't do much to it. I just did some decorating down here and then a little label to be written on. And that's a pocket. This I didn't put anything in, but it does open. You can store little goodies in there. This piece of ledger paper with some lace and a bee. the original book. Pocket and some wallpaper. Pocket with a quote. This is a paper piecing set that I made. This page is mostly for decoration. This is Sweet as Honey, and the pattern, it's a cut file pattern, and it is from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. And up here, this opens. Has a little card in it. And the envelope tucks underneath there. I like to include paper piecings in my books. The center of this signature. Got some fabric washi there to reinforce it. This book was tearing very easily. I don't know. It didn't seem like there was anything wrong with it when I started, but it's just tears very easily. There's a pocket. This is made out of the old book. I've glued on some of the fabric here, and then this just opens up for journaling. And I have all that on a piece of wallpaper. There's a pocket. Another CD case, or CD envelope with another journaling card in it. This one, it does go away in and out. It's just, you gotta have it just right. Another side of the paper bag. This side opens. That's a room for journaling. And here we have a tag with a little quote on it. And then this has several pages for journaling. This is the front of one of the books. This one has a fabric flip on it. I put paper on the back of this one. A vintage button. And that is the end of that signature. So this is my Pooh book. I hope that the lady that is getting this will like this. I think it's for her daughter. So, there we go. Thank you. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for stopping by my channel. Bye.